A plump woman stands completely naked before a sophisticated beauty machine. Minutes later, the operation is declared a success. She feels reborn, transformed. What she doesn't realize is that she truly has been reborn, quite literally. The 2025 shocking new body horror film Shell has arrived. Though it doesn't feature the chaotic splatter of last year's Substance, it still delivers a terrifying story that makes your skin crawl. The woman before us, Samantha, is an actress. She's been in the business for years, once mildly famous, but now her figure is out of shape, her face no longer smooth and youthful, and her career is going nowhere. Still, she refuses to give up. Today, a low-budget film is auditioning for a female lead. She happens to know the director and decides to try her luck. At the audition, all the other candidates are young and beautiful, making Samantha feel awkward and out of place.
Samantha!
One of them is Chloe, a girl Samantha once babysat 10 years ago. Chloe is now 22, at the peak of her beauty. The thought of competing with someone she used to feed and diaper makes Samantha's heart sink. When her turn finally comes, the director doesn't even bother to meet her. A staff member simply hands her a script to read. She stumbles through the lines, unprepared, and is quickly rejected just as she expected. Although Samantha's appearance is plain, she yearns for attention and recognition from others. Back home, Samantha bursts into tears. To make matters worse, her agency calls her in for a talk, gently suggesting she should freshen up her look with a cosmetic procedure at the hottest clinic in town, Shell Beauty Institute. The agency insists it's just advice, but everyone knows what it means. Feeling humiliated, Samantha initially refuses. Later, she sees a TV interview with the clinic's founder, Zoe, a plump but glamorous woman who claims to be 68 years old, yet looks barely 30. Zoe proudly says she's undergone her clinic's full treatment herself. No one knows what miracle the clinic performs, but since the owner dares to test it on herself, women everywhere trust it completely. Though she won't admit it, Samantha deeply admires Zoe. Eventually, she's convinced. The next morning, she walks into the Shell clinic, signs a confidentiality agreement without reading a word. In a glossy promo video, Dr. Brand, the clinic's chief scientist, explains their secret. Some creatures in nature, like lobsters and jellyfish, never age thanks to the enzyme telomerase that protects their chromosomes. Years ago, he discovered a link between telomerase and the growth of exoskeletons in crustaceans. By genetically modifying it for use in humans, he claims, the body can endlessly regenerate fresh skin cells, keeping a person eternally young and beautiful. Samantha barely understands the science, but the promise of youth is irresistible. In the waiting area, she notices other patients, men and women alike, all healthy, flawless, and completely nude. They're all here to freeze themselves in their most perfect form. Dr. Hubert, one of the surgeons, tells Samantha the treatment will replace all her epidermal cells, curing even her chronic psoriasis, an incurable disease, gone forever, no pain. While waiting, she unexpectedly runs into Chloe again. Samantha is shocked. Why would someone as young and pretty as Chloe need surgery? Chloe just smiles faintly, saying nothing. Samantha doesn't realize that the younger and prettier they are, the more terrified they become of imperfection. Finally, it's Samantha's turn. She removes every stitch of clothing and steps into the pod-like chamber. The door seals shut. A metal mask lowers over her face. Minutes later, the machine stops humming. The procedure is complete. Samantha wakes up, looking the same, but her psoriasis is gone. She feels wonderful. She receives a personal invitation from Zoe to a private banquet. Dressed in her finest clothes, Samantha arrives at Zoe's mansion. The party is filled with social elites. Zoe spots the nervous Samantha and greets her warmly, saying she's a huge fan, has watched every episode of Samantha's old TV shows. For a washed-up actress, such words are intoxicating. Samantha instantly feels drawn to her. At dinner, Samantha is among a few selected guests, served a special dish, crispy, savory, and delicious. Curious, she asks what it is. Zoe answers casually,